give me, I have 5 instruments. 1, SWAPO Constitution, because that's where I'm coming from. You cannot become yourself. Once you are elected under SWAPO, you remain a SWAPO, and you must really comply with what SWAPO is saying. By SWAPO members, through their leaders, based on the Constitution. Sometimes people go there, they say, no, I'm elected. We are all here campaigning. And once you are elected, you are elected. I will never tell the SWAPO members I'm elected, because this is not my victory. It's the SWAPO member victory. And they should tell me what I should use with their victory. So that's why the SWAPO Constitution. SWAPO political program. Then SWAPO rules of procedure. Then the national constitution. Then the 5th document, the laws of the Republic of Namibia. I will not do anything outside of these instruments, but I want everybody to understand it. So, comrades, we have the party that give us an assignment. There are leaders who are given to assess everything. And when they sit and say, this is how we can save the nation, we must do that. Don't become an individual when today you are a SWAPO member, all of us not sleeping, campaigning left and right, and all of a sudden you are on you. Those are not party members, eh? If they behave like that, it could be a big mistake. So that is how it is, comrades. So therefore, fellow Namibian SWAPO members, supporters and sympathizers, and all Namibians, I'm ready, I'm committed to deliver on our promises, but be on my side by giving me the right people. On the 26th November, when you vote for SWAPO regional council candidate and municipal candidate throughout the country, and there you can count me accountable, but I will not let you down. I will be able to explain each and everything. SWAPO! SWAPO! Now tell me, what role are you going to play in agriculture? What do you want to do in sports? What do you want to do in education? What do you want to do in creative industry as a young person of Namibia? And then come to me. That will be my business, the cabinet, and the government. Thank you very much. Oh, the final thing, to allow you to vote, I have declared a public holiday on the 26th November. It's already gazetted because we want to strengthen our democratic institutions. History tells us that we never had a public holiday for regional and local authority, and our turnout has always below 40. I will see now what's going to happen. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. This is now the accountability session, eh? And it's not only the president. You have the president and the cabinet. I have the cabinet here. Cabinet members, prime minister lead. And these are going to be the panelists. They are going to be the panelists. And don't say one minister is not here. All ministers are here, asking all the questions related to the government. If the ministers are not able to answer, because it's not their portfolio, the chief administrator, the prime minister, has to answer. If the chief administrator is not able to answer, The chair of the cabinet, the only one you elected last year, has to answer. So there should be no question that's not answered. Can you come and introduce yourself?
Viva Comrade President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the Commander-in-Chief. I am Elia Ngurare, Prime Minister, under my boss here.
Chief Administrator.
And by the way, do you know, she was a leader of the SWAPO Youth League. So all of us are leaders of the SWAPO Youth League.
Yes.
So give the SWAPO Youth League, including this ones, a round of applause.
Sorry.
Oh, some of us are not gifted with the height.
No. We are saying they were lazy when they were breastfeeding.
Viva, Comrade President, viva! Viva the Right Honorable Prime Minister, viva! Viva the SWAPO structures, viva! Viva all of us, because the candidates of regional, locals, and local authorities are going to win, viva! I am Erika Shafuda. Yes, Bemeka Mariwa, yes, that one. Yes, I'm the Minister of Finance. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you.
We Khomas region we Khomas region we Tobias Anyeko we the Youth League we. I'm biased because I'm coming from the Ministry of Youth. Yes. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Dear comrades, Emma Sidona Kantema, the Minister responsible for gender equality and child welfare. Viva SWAPO, viva!
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. Good afternoon to everyone. All SWAPO members, viva SWAPO, viva! Viva! Viva SWAPO, viva! Viva! I must first tell you something about myself. The first time I was called a comrade, it was by Tate Usko Namwa, Governor of Angwena.
Oh, yeah.
Now I can say, viva SWAPO, viva! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dear youth, my name is Sanet Steenkamp, and I'm the Minister for Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts, and Culture, the whole constituency. Thank you for your support.
Yeah. So, you know, Dr. Steenkamp, for some years, she was the Director of Education in Ohangwena region. I think that is where now Comrade Ngama has to say comrades. Yes, so that is the team for her portfolio. There are two portfolios people were very uncomfortable. In fact, three. They reacted. Is this one of education? They say it's too big. Yes, it's too big. But who are the... No, it's education, innovation, sports, youth, and culture. Now, who are the people going to school? It's the youth. Where are you going to have your sports? Sports must start in schools. Where are you going to talk about art and culture, creative industry? It must be in schools. Now, they are appreciating this combination. It's big, but to make it easy, we decided to give her 2 accounting officers. One responsible for education, one responsible education in art and culture, and one for sports and youth. But there is no more push and pull. The other one was justice and labor. The workers, they really came, they were like protesting. But I like them because they come back, they say it's right. When the Minister of Labor is the one for justice, then you are talking because understand the dynamics. The other one was agriculture, fishery, and so on. It's true, it's all talking about food. And it's all the water. Again, 2 AD, 1 for agriculture, which is now on land, the other one, water and fishery. Now they are comfortable. Young people, please, we are taking care of you. The governor is still a young person, still a member of the Youth League. And many of them, still members of the Youth League. So member of parliament here, still a member of the youth. In fact, you are dominating the cabinet, I'm telling you. No, it's true, you are dominating us there. Just look at it. Thank you very much. We are waiting and we are ready to engage with you. So we can go to our seats.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I told you it was not business as usual. So thank you very much, Your Excellency, for setting the tone for us. We are now moving into another session of the dialogue, as well as the Q&As, and that will be moderated by Comrade Feni Tuchavi. Please welcome Comrade Feni Tuchavi to the podium. Thank you very much.
Director of Proceedings. Viva, Comrade President, viva! Viva! Viva our President, viva! Leaders, Comrade President, leaders! Forward, Comrade President, forward! Long live the legacy of Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, long live! Thank you very much. I am reminded of the SWAPO party that has built schools from 1,300 to now over 2,000. I am reminded of the SWAPO party that has built roads from 4,700 kilometers to now 8,300 kilometers. I am reminded of the SWAPO party that has ensured access to potable water from 43% to now 97%. I am reminded of the SWAPO party that has built hospitals and clinics from 270 to now 530. Fellow comrades, my name is Feni Tuchavi, and I will be your moderator for today. Before we begin, I am always told that I have Idi Amin tactics or Mobutu Sese Seko, but I think today we'll set the tone very clearly because I'm not a dictator, but I just take some traits from them. So we are going to set some house rules. It's very important for our discourse for today. So the message is to say that each and every one of you that are going to ask questions, you are limited to 2 questions only, and that is exactly for 1 minute each speaker. But now, comrades, you need to ensure that while you ask your questions, there is no need that we have been greeted, we have also been saluted. There's even no need to interpret and provide history. You need to be as precise as possible because we are running behind time and we need to hear from Her Excellency and the respective members of the cabinet. With that said, I will then establish the decorum as such to say that once I have called upon Her Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister and the cabinet ministers, I will then open the floor for each and every one of you to ask your questions. And I would like to have the first 10 people at that point in time, once I open the floor, to line up at this particular corridor. Are we clear? Okay. Now, this is a rare moment for me. Allow me at this juncture to call upon Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the President of the SWAPO Party and the President of the Republic of Namibia. Yes, clap hands. I call upon the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Elia Chitunga Ngurare. Clap hands. I call upon the Honorable Minister of Finance, Chimariwa the Money, Comrade Erika Shafuda. I call upon the Minister of Education, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, Dr. Sanet Stiakam. And lastly, allow me to call upon the vibrant Dr. Emma Kantema, the Minister of Gender and Child Welfare. Yes, please be seated. Yeah, thank you very much. At this point, I also implore protocol to perhaps assist at this time to say that we have the first 10 people who would like to ask their questions. Just please line up for me there as brief as possible. We have the first person that will come up on the podium and they will ask their question very briefly. Please come, comrade.
Viva Swapo Party, viva! Viva Swapo Party, viva! Okay, my name is Claudia Petrus. It is my honor to extend a warm and respectful greeting to the President, Ministers, honorable members of Parliament, mayors, councillors, distinguished community leaders, and all esteemed guests present here today. I also acknowledge and welcome every member of our community who has joined us here, as your presence is deeply valued. Your Excellency, Madam President, with the utmost respect, I would like to request your consideration on the following matter. In order to strengthen transparency, fairness, and integrity in all recruitment processes within government ministries, will it be possible for your office to introduce a standardized interview method based on strictly on a clear yes or no evaluation system, where a yes signifies that the candidate qualifies for the job and a no signifies that the candidate does not qualify for the job, thereby reducing opportunities for corruption, bribery, and undue influence. Your guidance on whether a such system could be explored or implemented to promote merit-based appointments would be sincerely appreciated. I thank you.
Thank you very much, comrade. We have an announcement. The car of 207632, would you please move your car? 207632. And once again, comrades, I had alluded earlier during the start of these proceedings to say that we need to ensure that we are as brief as possible. We have been saluted, greetings have been conveyed. We need to ensure that we are as direct as possible. Let us leave out the speeches and ensure that we get straight to the questions. Viva Swapo, viva! Viva Swapo, viva! The next person.
Good afternoon to the President and all candidates present today. I'm a student of tourism and hospitality at NASCO, and we have two questions for you. First, we want to know if there is a group of youth where they come together to help the country. And if there is, I want to know, is there any way as students we can go ahead and come help out just to volunteer without payment? And our second question is, when we are done studying, we are asked to go for internship. Yet, when we go to companies, private sectors, or either public sectors, they ask us for either 5 years experience or 2 years experience. Can we get something that can help us to get internship? Because the importance of internship is for experience, and we don't have experience. Can we please get a better option?
Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Memene Tumbo, Namibia is currently investing in major sectors such as green hydrogen, oil and gas, and modernized agriculture. Ordinary citizens would like to understand how these developments will directly benefit people at community level. Could you please explain what concrete opportunities such as jobs, skill development, local business participation, community infrastructure, or reduced living costs these sectors will create for everyday Namibians, especially the youth and people in low-income communities?
Good afternoon, everyone. Her Excellency, how will you address the challenge of undocumented citizens and ensure they have access to necessary service? And my other question is, what specific internships will you implement to create jobs for young people in Namibia, and how do you plan to address the skills gap and prepare you for the job market? Thank you.
Good afternoon. I have actually two questions. One is for education. As we say, it's free education. We have certain issues that are discovered, especially at rural areas, whereby parents with, I don't know if it's a force or what, some of us, we have children, we are students at the same time, but sometimes we are failing to pay even just to pay the list for the thing that they ask. And it's obvious they will send the child home, or they will not give the report card. What the Ministry of Education will interfere in this issue. And then the other issue, it's also in education. We have also some schools, I have discovered maybe 3 schools at rural areas, whereby parents were considered to buy chairs for those children that could come with your chairs. And it always brings trouble in class, especially when you are teaching, because people will say, this is my chair, and then sometimes you shift a child to arrange the child for proper, maybe they make noise, and then the moment you say go to that chair, it's obvious the child will say, my mother bought this chair. How will you interfere in that issue? And then the other one is going to gender. Since this maybe it ended of writing children that are vulnerable, when it will start again, I don't know when it ended, but it seems like it's maybe 4 to 5 years without those children being written. And then we have been going to gender for many times, then they will say, the process is end. When it will start again. That was my concern. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My question is it possible for the Ministry of Trade and Industry to have a directorate that...
Thank you very much, Her Excellency, for that guidance. I think in essence what Her Excellency is trying to convey is to say that when the person on the podium is trying to ask their questions, kindly ensure that you are not clapping whilst they are doing it. We understand you are proud of the question they are asking, but you can always do it after. Therefore, you should ensure that you are not clapping whilst they are asking the questions to ensure that the panelists are able to hear clearly what the person is trying to say.
Thank you. Good afternoon once again. My question is it possible that a directorate be created in the Ministry of Trade and Industry entirely responsible for sourcing and identifying machineries for industrial purpose? Because now as business people, sometimes it's so hard to source machinery. For example, you want to go into industry, but it's so difficult because the tax that are imposed on these machineries, that's too high. And then that's making it so hard for us to get into the market into industrial market. Really, we want to get away with trading. We want to go into industry, we want to produce, but can
maybe a person be assigned just to promote. For example, they can just bring up on their website and say there's this machinery coming November. If you're interested, please contact the office. And then if I'm interested, I'll make other arrangements like financial arrangements or loans to go and procure this from government. So that will help us business people so that we may get away from trading. We want to produce stuff in Namibia. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Rotka Wombo. I just want to ask, I have just two questions, short two questions. Actually on education, free education. The reason I'm asking this question is free education just only government institution will be free or private education, because some of us have got children at private institutions. Those private institutions, they are asking a lot of money there. Will be there free education also to private institutions? That is my first question. Also, my second question is this natural resource beneficiation. I'm asking about people are crying about this one, like there was a big basic income grant, and they from basic income grant, and they came the food bank. Only those things now is a 600. Only in towns. Why only in towns? Is that fair? People from rural area. People from rural area, they are not benefiting from that natural resources. My question is, will that 600 be decentralized or only permanent? Only permanent in towns only? That is my question.
There will be a lot of announcements as we proceed. However, the people in the other tent, please just settle down. Protocol will assist with the distribution of water, and let us maintain the silence. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm asking this question on behalf of the Tobias Hanyeko constituency youth. Your Excellency, in light of the current challenges affecting our communities, we respectfully seek clarity regarding the government's plans to address the general state of living conditions across the country. Many locations remain overcrowded with inadequate infrastructure and limited evidence of clear coordinated development plans. We therefore kindly request Your Excellency to elaborate on the measures being undertaken to upgrade informal settlements, improve access to adequate housing, and enhance overall service delivery for affected communities. Specifically, what strategic intervention timelines in the government pursuing to ensure sustainable development and improved standards for our people? Another question is, this one is for Honorable Kantema, Minister of Child Welfare and Gender Equality. So it is obvious that our country is facing a high rate of gender-based violence. We've also decided to tag in with South Africa's Purple Movement, which stands up for women that have been abused. What is your ministry doing to make our country a safer place? I thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Namibia, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, as well as the Honorable Ministers, good afternoon. So I'm here today honestly representing the healthcare sector. I wish my boss was here, but she isn't. But Her Excellency, the President said that we shouldn't consider whether a minister is here or not. My name is Comrade Miriam Matthews, and first of all, before I start, like I said, I'm representing the healthcare sector. I would like to give congratulations to the healthcare sector on the milestones that we have achieved so far. And I say this because as a nation and a system, we tend to criticize, but we also need to learn to give our flowers where they are due. I was honored to moderate a dialogue by the SWAPO Party Youth League Department of Health, where the Honorable Minister of Health was present. And from that dialogue, I was elated when she mentioned that Parliament, as well as the Ministry of Health, were working something out with regards to medical interns incentives. And I just wanted to find out how far are we with this, because medical interns are the heart of healthcare system. From working in the corridors of Oshakati Hospital, Onanjokwe Hospital, Central Hospital, as well as Katutura Hospital, this statement is proven true. My other question is that Her Excellency, the President, gave a presidential directive that starting from next year, all government officials are directed to be using public health facilities. My question is, how far are we with the, not to say assessment, but how far are we with the readiness in terms of implementation of this? And I ask because I will also want us to consider systematic things, such as, for example, if the Right Honorable Ngurare was to come to Katutura Hospital and you have matters of national security to deal with, and we deal with long lines at Katutura Hospital, how are we going to cater to you? Thank you.
Hello. Afternoon, my name is Comrade Erastus Nakamwe. I'm a section leader of Amtenyandadi right here in Tobias and Yeko, and I'm very pleased that the President is here with us, and I'm going to acknowledge our governor for being here, Dr. Safishuna. Yeah, okay. So for me, I'm in the creative industry, and I'm not really here much to complain. I'm just here to applaud you guys, and then just ask more, like to say, us as creatives, the only thing that we lack right now is infrastructure. And then we lack also the technology to compete with the outside market. Because at the end of the day, for us to deliver a good song, we need a good studio equipment. And for us to deliver like good music videos, we need good video equipments. We do not have those in the country currently, but they are available in the market, but that's just the sources and the funding. What are we going to do about that? And I am standing here also as a graduate in radio presenting, and I'm just saying, like, how do we get the opportunities to get to the government infrastructures that are already put there without having to need any favor? And then also being in the creative industry also gives you a chance to be around also a lot of other issues. It's not just about music. Music is more, we cater to the people's feelings. And for me, I feel like, yes, with the women empowerment, I love it. And we appreciate Menetumbo, you have done everything for us. But what about the boy child? Because the boy child is the enabler. And we are not dealing with the boy child. And the boy child is let run loose wild. Most of us are locked up to go to prison just because we look a certain way. We have centers like Etugameno, but that's the only center in Namibia that deals with alcohol and drug abuse. What are we going to do to build more infrastructures like that, at least one in a region? I'm applauding, I'm thankful that the center is in our community, but can we, what are we going to do to get more centers that deal with alcohol and drugs abuse? Because even though we are creative, the only escape route we have when we don't do anything is through alcohol and drugs abuse. So thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Arma Sangala. Thank you very much, Madam President, for this opportunity. So, I'm a final year student at NAS doing engineering. So my question is in the area of, on the Youth Development Fund. So we registered a business, me and my friends, but then we didn't meet some of the requirements. But however, we applied. Now that, but also our business plan, because of the time, was not well crafted. But now that now that we have a well-established business plan, we have a whole idea of what we want to do we still have that opportunity to go to the regional council office to submit our business plan for that opportunity? Thank you very much.
O tangi amefere pasipanga wa andipopi ne mela kali ndadalero wa mole shashamo ndimpanyama ya ndandi pandula mekuru shwe yapo we yakututalelapo kakwali tushishi nokulingengo to yakwali atuchapa moyo atufunjwa ndotwe kupandula ova mwina twena kwa pamwe nave opolotete nanga iya epulo lango leli kucha ikupandula eshumu ya pamwe no shendo shoye vafimane kwa toho ndaba pandula nde pulo lango leli taliti eshinese unene onjole kupopsa mola jiwa ikomongo kucha avane tapitane na lesha shi mapulo amo kwa popo anale ka popi vakweto balandulako ya ponele yusa nopo avane tapita medula do yusa mo shaje pangelo beifenga ngetali pitifa edula dava twakonda po milongo netoka kwi kamuna valio metu sena vane shaje pefenga ose twakalela po mumbo tate kulu no mekulu no meme shiva jagomba daedu sena vane efi watwapitane pedula do milongo ne otantuningi ngali pyokuka kwi shashi natuala vali ongala titene kwako shikefa shonmasha diladile ni mango mina ya medu Shotantu ninginga ipi. Sasi mome yao okukuta onwa amoni longa mepangelo katuna mwali omea. Thank you nene.
I hope the afternoon is okay. Before I'll introduce myself after I've asked my two questions. My first question is, Madam President.
Sorry, comrade. Comrades, there's a little bit of commotion. Can we please listen to the comrade on the floor? Otherwise, we'll have to stop the distribution of whatever it is that is going on. Thank you.
Madam President, Namibia possesses immense artistic talent in fields like visual arts, music, and fashion design. Yet our creative industries consistently lack significant international recognition. Furthermore, the current funding structure often demands formal academic papers such as grade 10 to 12 certificates and diplomas in fashion design over demonstrable skills, leaving highly talented but under-certified young Namibians full of debts and unable to enter the market. What concrete policy mechanisms would your administration introduce to, one, directly promote and brand Namibian creative talent internationally to gain the recognition they deserve, and second, reform industry funding requirements to prioritize measurable talent, portfolio strength, and entrepreneurial potential over academic certificates, ensuring that our creative sector produces economically viable careers and exports, rather than contributing to graduate unemployment and related social issues. My second question is on free education. Given the past implementation of free basic education led to increased expenses for parents, particularly for essential items like stationery and uniforms, how will your administration ensure that the proposed free tertiary education addresses the critical non-tuition costs such as accommodation, transport, and food, to genuinely reduce the financial burden on students and parents, rather than simply shifting the expenses previously covered by loans like NASFAF? Those were my two questions. Madam President, I'm a UNAM student at main campus studying biochemistry. I'm Rebecca Shetekela. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, comrades, to those of you who have asked your questions. We have now concluded the first round of the questions, and I will now hand over to the line ministers to answer the questions in no particular order. However, at the same time, just remind you that Her Excellency, our Commander-in-Chief, did make mention that if the line ministers are not able to answer, the Chief Administrator is here and he is also going to ensure that your questions are answered. So I'll hand over to the First Minister to answer the questions. Please clap hands to the comrades that asked the questions.
Thank you very much. I wish to start off with the questions that is leading up to the issue of report cards and stationaries. We want to make it very clear there are two issues that stand out pertinently in the questions. It is the access to education, and the children are being refused access and not getting their report cards when they have access finally to schools because of certain contributions the schools are asking for. I wish to state that every regional directorate already received their funding for stationaries. Now I want to pause there to say that government makes provision for reasonable stationaries and items, the most basic. So the parents will still be responsible for the uniform of the child, the backpack of the child, as well as any other colorful things. We give the most basic stationaries. So any supplement the parent wishes to give, that can be done. So regional directors have two ways of procuring the stationaries. Either give the money to the schools to procure or procure nationally. And we've seen that once we give the funding to the schools actually procure the stationaries. So I hope that come January, we will not sit with similar problems of children not having access to schools because of stationery needs or being sent away because of stationery needs. So that's the first one. The second one was the issue of chairs. Yes, the procurement of chairs at head office, we've come up with 10 service providers that are pre-approved for chairs and desks, and we've also sent this list to the regions. While we do not want regional suppliers to lag behind or not have access to procurement, these processes took time. And we have seen that lately there has been pictures circulating about schools where children have to write without chairs examination. A very, very unfortunate situation. But that was also caused by the non-delivery of our local suppliers. Therefore, there's a call that our local suppliers, once they receive the award in a procurement for a specific item, we have to make sure that we deliver on time. But I wish to really extend my appreciation to all the parents who meet us halfway with the additional stationery and by providing also the chairs temporary while we procure the chairs. I was yesterday in Ongava, and I said it's one of the best regions where parents take ownership, constructing classrooms, and then the next year, while government provide the teachers, and the next year, government then start with the construction of permanent classrooms. So I wish to really thank our parents for doing that. Another issue that came to light is, I want to say, when we talk about tertiary education, please, Her Excellency used the term subsidized tertiary education. And the Excellency reiterated again that we talk about the subsidized tertiary education specifically for all registration fees for those who qualify to go to universities, to go to College of the Arts. Those who will go to NAMCOL will have to make provision for tertiary education, as well as all the TVET centers. all vocational training centers. So there's registration as well as the tuition fees. Now, our task force that we have appointed had more than 17 consultations nationwide from different organizations, tertiary institutions, and international organizations for us to benchmark what is the best. That report has been handed over to Her Excellency, who studied it and said, go and do this and that and come back to me. So very soon, Your Excellency, we will come back through you, of course, to the nation. You will pronounce to the nation, and we will do the flyers and a marketing drive as the ministry, making sure that all the correct information reaches everyone. For government and possibilities that are listed, different scenarios, all that Her Excellency will pronounce herself. The time is not long for that to happen. Please bear with us and give us a chance. So we don't talk on higher education, we don't talk about free education. It's subsidized tertiary education, and it's a phased-in approach, and we start off by saying Her Excellency guarantees your registration and your tuition fees to be paid to the universities and the vocational training centers. On creative industries, what we need to understand is that all processes takes time. But we have the College of the Arts, and I wish to give you the assurance that with College of the Arts, we now have our certificates and diplomas on an NQF level accredited, NQA level accredited. That's the first one. All these cameramen that you see, most of them come from College of the Arts. And the College of the Arts will now be transitioned into a TVET college. That is the transformation that we talk about. So we are looking at existing infrastructure, how to ensure that we get the equipment to the studios or construct studios at existing infrastructure, also rolling it out to the regions before we construct brand new infrastructure or creative industry hubs. I think in terms of the creative industries, that is what we want to say. That there are those who are full of debts. The creative industry is part of the tertiary subsidized education. So if you are at College of the Art enrolled for fashion design, for radio production, for television production, for whatever course, that and music, that will be subsidized. Your registration and the tuition fees at College of the Arts. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. A very good afternoon. I will, with your permission, Your Excellency, respond to the questions that were posed with regard to the mandate of gender equality and child welfare. I want to start with the question that was asked on the social grant in terms of the orphan and vulnerable children. Now, comrades, you listen when Her Excellency was narrating the journey that she went through, especially during her tenure as a minister responsible for women, where Her Excellency has eloquently talked about the from village to village, therefore culminating in the orphan and vulnerable children and other child maintenance grant. Now, as a ministry that's responsible for gender equality and child welfare, we were then entrusted to administer several grants, which included the OVC. Now, the OVC was a grant that was given in order for government to respond to those who are in need and also to ensure that the children who found themselves in vulnerable positions are given an amount of 350, which was paid for orphans and vulnerable children who were found to be in need. Therefore, as a ministry, we experienced backlog. And what I want to indicate here, Your Excellency, is that the system was inundated with beneficiaries who were not supposed to benefit. And the ministry embarked on a process to clean the whole system and to ensure that only those ones who are entitled are then given this benefit. And as a result, it then resulted into the backlog. We do agree that there was a backlog. The only issue that was placed also then was this, to allow for this process to ensure that we do have only those ones who are needy. And, but we have then subsequently started to clear the backlog, and I'm informed that the payments were made. So there was no stoppage to this grant that was given. I'm sure that my colleague here, the comrade who is now administering the payments for social grant, will also agree to it. Secondly, Your Excellency, I want to react to the basic income grant that was also alluded to. That is an amount of 600. You may all recall that conditional basic income grant, historically, this was then called the food bank. That's a former food bank beneficiaries due to the HPP2. The grant is then paid to a given household that has been assessed as poor with an income of less than 1,600. In 2024, the ministry then rolled out, and approximately 89,000 supposedly poor households were registered. Now, during this assessment, of about 40,000 of these applications, only 22,000 were found to be meeting the criteria. Most of the applications were filled with false information, false declaration that were verified and validated against the municipal records, against the National Population Register, as well as the Social Security Commission, because you have to meet, it's a conditional, so you have to meet the conditions. You must not be employed. You must, again, have the citizenship in line with the National Population Register. Currently, the remaining 50,000 were then processed, which was planned to be executed during this current financial year. Your Excellency, this conditional basic income grant was meant for the peri-urban, those of the ones who are in the peri-urban, because we needed to reduce the vulnerabilities, because the comrade asked, when are we expanding it to the rural areas? While answering this question, I have to hasten to mention that the Office of the Prime Minister and the Right Honorable Prime Minister has alluded to this many a times, that we are establishing community gardens. The traditional authorities were tasked to identify land. Why? Because we want to improve food security. We do not want to create a dependency, reliable, but with the accessible of water and with the assistance, we are able then to ensure that communities partake in these livelihood opportunities. Your Excellency, coming to the next question that was asked on the GBV issue, what we are doing as a ministry, I would like to respond that as a ministry, we have the gender-based violence cluster. That is a multi-stakeholder cluster that consists of the Ministry of Gender, consists of the Namibian Police, because you will be aware that this touches on safety issues. And with that cluster, we are then responding it in two ways. One is the awareness creation. We launched already in June a campaign that we call #EndGBV. This is for us to ensure that we provide an opportunity for the victims to be aware, and also as a deterrent for the perpetrators, and also just for us to have that change of mindset, because this requires a whole community up to the traditional leaders to be involved in us fighting the issues of GBV. The second part, Your Excellency, that we respond as a ministry is that we provide the shelters in terms of fiscal shelters. So the ministry across the country have around 8 shelters This serves as a house of safety when a victim found themselves in a situation that is not conducive, that is not safe. Then as a ministry, we step in and we provide the shelter. Also, we provide the psychosocial support that is required. We have social workers. In fact, Your Excellency, this year, there is no social worker on the street as we speak. In fact, we are short of social workers. As a ministry, we employed, we even went to UNAM and said, give us the list. Because when you advertise, you do not get social workers. So for the young people who are also planning to study, please, these are some of the courses that we must do. I recall Excellency in Marienthal last week Sunday was talking of don't just only go and study education. Let's look at what is it that the market needs. And I'm happy that there was a question asked that spoke about skills mismatch. I recall during the budget that the Right Honorable Prime Minister tabled for the National Planning Commission. One of the projects within this year is to do a skills audit. We need to update our development human resource skills plan to look at what is it that the market needs and what should the tertiary education offer. We now have the subsidized tertiary education, but we need to train for the market, not for the streets. Your Excellency, I think those were the questions that were asked with pertaining the mandate, but I also want to touch on the question of the boy child. There was a mention on the boy child, and as a ministry, we have developed a male engagement toolkit with the 12 critical areas that we have in the National Gender Equality and Equity Policy. We have a cluster that now speaks question pertaining to drug abuse and only one rehabilitation center of Etegameno. I'm aware of that, Etegameno. As a ministry, Your Excellency, we have a Grace Block after school center that is in Grace Block. This is the center where we look after the children who are living and working on the streets. We also often get young people who are struggling with issues of drug abuse. This is the center where we then provide psychosocial support. They go through various activities to ensure that the young people are reintegrated into their homes and families. We also have Farm Kakorus in Omaheke region. This is the farm that we are looking at upgrading it to become a rehabilitation center, exactly for issues such as this that were mentioned. Lastly, from my side, there was the gentleman who spoke, Oshikwanyama, was saying I can clearly understand, and I think he mentioned that what happened to those who are above 35 years. Firstly, the National Youth Fund initially was only up to 35 years, but because we identified the need, therefore, I'm very happy that the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Finance Minister have agreed under the leadership of Your Excellency to up it to 45 years of age, really to provide them with the access of finance, to provide them with the much needed skills that they need to run their businesses. In addition, we as a ministry, we have a program called Income Generating Activity. This is also one initiative that is complementing to those who are now above the 35 years. I have to mention that we do not only focus on women economic empowerment, but this is an empowerment at community level. Your Excellency, in July, I handed over equipment aid to beneficiaries in Omsati. Of these 10 beneficiaries, 6 were men. So we do not only focus on women, but we are ensuring that the communities are empowered. Because when you are empowered, you are able to address issues of gender-based violence. Some of the courses that came out when we did the research is the issues of unequal, power dynamics, economic issues. So as a ministry, that's why for us, we also address issues pertaining to community empowerment. On that note, Your Excellency, with your permission, I think I've covered most of the issues related to the ministry. Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I was just reminded that we do have, as part of the male engagement, we'll be hosting a conference that will take place 8 to 9, that is in Katima. But we started in Karas, The first gentleman just did a workshop that is a male engagement conference that was in Keetmanshoop. So we are really trying also to ensure that this demand, or it also gets an attention from our multi-stakeholder stakeholders. We are working in close collaboration with the Office of the First Gentleman because of his focus on the boy child. Therefore, having the male engagement, I was getting the feedback. The First Gentleman says, you've never seen a hall that packed. So it tells us there is a need. Because this is a platform where we also talk about issues pertaining to health, mental health issues, that is topical issues, and also empowerment. How do we turn men, boys into agents that fight GBV? Because we do not want them to stand and look, but we want to use them as change agent in these endeavors that we are implementing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would want to compliment my colleagues who have already spoken, and I do this through Your Excellency and the Right Honorable Prime Minister. I would want to contribute to the question that is related to come April 2026, where will we go if we get sick? That is us and the managers and everybody else in the public sector. Like you have heard Her Excellency saying, it is not business usual. You say, what is it again? The business is not usual. Huh? So we say it is now business unusual. So the command was heard. And already come February, you would see more dust, especially when it comes to Ondangwa District Hospital, the Havana District Hospital, and Nkure. Those ones, February is the month. We are not saying we are going to be done in February. We are saying you are going to see the dust for the constructions of these, especially these 3 hospitals, among other things. But that does not mean that I'm not going to go to Katutura or Central Hospital or any other public health facility that will be there. No, we will all go there. We are all going to face that queue. If there will be a queue, we will all going to face whatever is going to be there, because that is how we should live with all of us and experience what other Namibians are experiencing. This is what I have heard from Her Excellency, and I'm just conveying because that is what is going to happen. Your Excellency, I also want to touch quickly on the question related to what measures has government put in place to improve the living conditions. And there was a specific focus on the upgrading of informal settlements. And I think this question is very good because we are also going to convey the message to others. And I'm speaking from the angle of allocating resources, and then resources remain unspent. In her speech, Her Excellency mentioned that an amount of 750 million was allocated to the city of Windhoek to upgrade what? Huh? Now the government has responded to the call of the people. But who did not deliver? Please answer, because we are also asking you. Who didn't deliver? Who should be held accountable for the failure to respond to the needs of the people? Aha, so now do the right thing. Yeah, so in other words, in the budget, we have made provision for the upgrading of informal settlement. When you read in the budget, the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, you will find a program that is talking to upgrading of informal settlements. You will also find the land servicing, housing, and sanitation. That's just to say that The government is very responsible, the government is listening, and the government is budgeting accordingly. What needs to be done is the implementation. So those regional councillors, the candidates, the local authorities, you already have the task from all of us. Your Excellency, I also just want to, again, quickly touch on, before I come to the National Youth Fund, my colleague here, Comrade Minister of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, had mentioned the social grants. And I think we are also using these platforms also to really appreciate the government. When you hear the social grants, it's not only the children, right? It's the elderly, the children, and the children are even in categories, right? Then you have our people who are living with conditions, disabled, right? But what is critical for you just to know is that we spend around 7 billion. Are we listening? 7 billion for social grants. Is that not a way of applauding your government? This government. Thank you so much. Then I just also wanted to say, but that does not mean that the chapter is closed. We are not saying the doors are closed and if you need to be assisted, you are no longer going to be assisted because we are already spending 7 billion. No, we are only saying let us update ourselves as we are moving so that we know today we are in 7 billion. When we add, it will be maybe 7.2, something like that. But it's necessary for all of us to know how much the government is spending on what is called a program called social grants management. Okay? Then, and I believe you are all, I know you are saying, oh, NAMPOS, the queues are long. No, that is the start. But you could see that there has been an improvement between month 1 and month 2. When we come to January 2026, there will be more improvement because NAMPOS has also listened to the queries and the concerns that were raised by the public. I thought I should also say that one and provide clarification, Your Excellency, on that one. Then I quickly come to touch on the National Youth Development Fund. There was a question, Your Excellency, that is to say, at the time of the first call, the comrade, the young person, the young one, I mean, did not apply, and he did very well because he said he wanted to make sure that his application or his documents are proper. That is a good message to all the young people. That's to say, don't rush because this youth fund is not going to disappear. It is there for 5 years. So the young one said he wanted to be thorough, his research, so that he prepares his project proposal that will be bankable. That is a very good advice from this young person. So now, your question was, where are you going to submit? Your governor is even here. You are even lucky because your governor is here. Honorable Governor, there you have the application, and then the Honorable Governor will know whether it will go to Agricultural Bank of Namibia, or it will go to the Development Bank of Namibia, or it will go to the Environmental Investment Fund. Those are our 3 institutions that are implementing the National Youth Development Fund. So you are on the right track. Like Her Excellency has indicated that 42 applications have already been awarded. The total number of applications were 11,475, right? And they have been distributed according to the sectors. Some went to DBN, some went to Agribank, some went to EIF. And those 3 institutions are doing very well. They have already finished, again, another number of applications, which I cannot announce now because they first have to the governors. Yeah, the governors should first know. And then we are going to announce probably tomorrow the number of other applications that have been awarded. And all the other applications will be assessed until they are all done. And the next call, this is very important. And then there will be now a next call. And that next call will now include also applications from the youth, the upper youth, who are above 35. Yeah? Upper youth, but up to 45 years old only. No more upper. Yeah? It was first 18 to 35, now it's 18 to 45. So you can apply. Thank you. Then, lastly, Your Excellency, just like my colleague had indicated, that there are various programs in government that are really meant to support everyone. And like Her Excellency said, we are too few to be poor. The government has so many programs, to benefit the Namibian people. We just need to now knock on the doors of the governors to say, hey, can you share all the products that are available? If I cannot fit on the National Youth Development Fund because I'm over 45, can I go to Ministry of Gender? Can I go to Ministry of Industrialization, Mines and Energy for the equipment? Can I go to Development Bank because there are also other products? Can I go to Agri-Bank because there are other products, and so forth? So information is critical. Hold us accountable because we are here to give you information every time. Those offices where we are, those are public offices. You can call us, you can visit us, we will also visit you. Your Excellency, I'm done for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Comrade President. Through you, I want to just confirm or affirm what others have said and also maybe say one or two things. Firstly, I want to confirm and support what the President has said in her statement, to congratulate the SWAPO Party Youth League, the national leadership, the regional leadership, the district leadership, the branch leadership, and the section leadership. I think you deserve a louder round of applause. Comrade President, through you, while I will touch on one or two of these issues, I want to say the following, that from our side, that is from our boss to all of us here, what makes us tick is the barometer of humanity. Every day, every hour, every second that we spend, whether it is in cabinet or elsewhere, it is to ensure that we respond to the aspirations, the dreams, and the wishes of our people. Comrade Secretary here, when he was referring to the former Secretary of the Youth League, yes, we were difficult, and we were saying things. We used to refer to ministers and others to say they are in air-conditioned offices and that they were not listening to us. So now we are here, we are in the air-conditioned offices. We must listen to what you are saying. Comrade President, we used to camp at Lablanelo number 3. We were in Hambodane Hale. We moved all these places here. And we listened around the fire. It was during winter. We were the first party to do so in Katutura. And we were able to get inputs from our people. One of it was the need for the hospital. And Comrade Shafuda, when she's referring to that hospital, because after what we got from the people, we went to Comrade Pohamba, then President, and we gave what the people wanted. So therefore, what Comrade Netumbo here, former leader of the Youth League, is doing is precisely doing what they are teaching us. They were teaching us, so we are also giving it to them, the Youth League here. So therefore, on one or two things, when he said they were considering to not bring toilets here so that we can feel how the people are living, it is precisely how Youth League should be. And we must make sure that every Namibian is living a dignified life. Sanitation is human right. And that human right also is an economy on its own. If we are able to provide young people the opportunity for them to construct toilets all over Windhoek, for example, there will be people that will become millionaires from that process. But it must then be done deliberately and say, if it is in Tobias Hainyeko, how many young people can construct the toilets? And then if it is in Havana area, how many young people can construct? If it is Samora Machel, how many young people can construct? Now, I'm bringing the point to what the president has been telling us sometimes, which is very right. Sometimes it is not political direction. Political direction is clear. But the civil servants who must deliver the services sometimes are the ones that fail us. So when you now come as a young person to say, I can do the work X, Y, Z, suddenly now it becomes, whose child is this? Who are they connected to? And what form is missing? And what somebody was saying here, corruption comes in. And the president has said corruption is treason. And therefore the message from here is that this conversation is a very serious conversation. This conversation is not only words that will go through the wind. These are conversations where, and I know the ministers here have brought their PAs, Comrade President. The Prime Minister has also brought people here that are taking notes, so that every word that you are saying here, we must take it very serious and be able to act on it. Comrade President, in regards to the suggestion that one of the young person who asked standardized interview questions to discourage corruption and in things like that, I want to confirm that yes, we are thinking in that direction. And just, I think 2 months ago, we were contemplating on, and I think we are still busy with it, to say the whole process of application of public service, that it might help young people if we can digitize it. So that if you are at Otamanzi, you want to apply, you can just log on to a certain app that is secure, and you can put in and submit your application and by a press of a button. So to the person that asked that question, yes, we are thinking along that direction, and in due course we'll inform you how far we are going. Comrade President, there was a question on job creation. I think job creation is one of the ticking, what you call it, the unemployment, as the president has said, 71% are young people and 44% are unemployed. So it is not a matter just to talk about. It's a very serious issue, and the president has given us marching orders in order for us to deliver. And I want to confirm to you the following, through the president. The ministers of SWAPO, under the leadership of Comrade President, they are working 24 hours. They are sweating 24 hours. And even if it is midnight, you send them a text, they are responding. And I want you to know their heart is in the right place. Their heart is in Tobias Hainyeko. Their heart is in every constituency of our country. So about that, you can be rest assured. You can give them a round of applause. Comrade President, there was Mrs. Teen Africa. Ne? There was Miss Teen Africa. Teen Africa 2025. Huh? Yes, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much for your question. And that is at the core of the barometer of humanity. The living conditions of all Namibians, regardless of their socioeconomic status, must be dignified and must be human. And I want to give you one example. Councillor for Tobias Hainyeko is here. Not too long ago, a woman who is working as a petrol attendant lost her 2 children in a fire. And we came there, and then we said, as government, certainly there should be something that can be done to assist this young, yeah, she's in the bracket of below 45, I think. Comrade President, we came and we gave the best suggestions that can be given, but we were told by the city, I hope they are here, they are listening, that she doesn't have land, and therefore we cannot build anything for her. And I think her house is marked illegal or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. So sometimes the humanity, the bank of humanity in some of us is always empty, and you wonder why. So this woman has lost 2 children. How less inhuman can you be? The best is common sense. Laws are laws, but common sense prevails. Unfortunately, there is no degree that you can get for common sense. And so, therefore, as the president has said, let us vote right, but also to appeal to civil servants as well as those in the local authorities. Please have common sense. When there is an issue that needs to be addressed, to address it in the interest of humanity, look of all other considerations, take human consideration. So, Mrs. Steen, you are correct. Thank you very much, and we'll follow that. Our young pioneer leader who has now become a medical doctor, in terms of the medical interns, yes, I confirm that what your minister has said is correct. We are on it, and very soon we'll announce how far we are in respect of that matter you have said. Comrade President, I agree also on the creative industry, on the section leader for Hamtenya and Dadi's section. You are right. We need to do precisely what you have suggested, and I think the line minister has also responded to that. So you are on the right course there. Comrade President, the final one from me is the whole aspect of unity, in my view, is very important. Unity as SWAPO members, unity as Namibians. In the constitution of SWAPO, to my knowledge, it's only SWAPO whose constitution has a provision that says to unite the people of Namibia. That is the only one. Now, Comrade President, the question of how come we are not implementing this and implementing that, sometimes is that we have some of those who are in there, not necessarily to build, but to sabotage. And if I can then appeal through you all, comrades, in the spirit of the God of our Namibia, when you go into an election, as I have heard from Tobias Hainyeko, SWAPO not to win the desired votes that it is supposed to have. So I'm just appealing, Comrade President, and just to say, unity is the kamanakandongo of nation building. So that is just where I want to end. And I give now to my boss.
Thank you very much, Comrade PM and honorable ministers. I must say that many of the issues raised have been responded. I'll just respond maybe to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The first one is the issue of internship, which was also raised here. The internship is a program that has started even back in 2023. The SWAPO Youth League will recall that when we went for engagement in Erongo, there was a question by the youth that they wanted to engage again the president after, the vice president after the engagement. And the youth unemployment was the topic. It was from that engagement with the youth that a proposal came to say that we need to look seriously into issue of internship. And a cabinet submission was made, and a decision was taken to the extent that our laws have to be amended in order to allow the private sector to give internship to the graduates. And the internship, then they can be appreciated through taxes. Now, as a government, we have to, some have already started, and I think it's the issue of the information to be made available. Because those companies who are taking up students for internship, then they will, as I said, they will be accredited with the taxes. And the internship, it was made clear that it should not be for less than a year, because you want the person to be employable. When you go now in the labor market, they will ask the experience, and that is where you get your experience. And also the government, we are also doing the internship. Initially it was 3 months, but we have also agreed that we have to extend it, because in 3 months, one will not get really the right experience that is required. So we have just really to find a way of to communicate. And then the other question I thought was asked is the issue, how do the projects like green hydrogen, agriculture, oil and gas will create employment, and how the young people can fit in. Agriculture is one sector that I always say that is like a faculty at the university. Because in agriculture, you need the specialist on soil analysis, you need specialists on seeds, you need, it's really, it has all the faculties that you need. And our people should take it very serious so that they can be able to graduate and to have skill on all of them. In Mariental, the deputy minister is only that now I cannot recall. She mentioned 5 skills that are required in there. It's really a pity that it has been planted in our minds that maths and science are difficult subjects, and people try to avoid them as much as possible and just go for the commerce and so on. And I want to tell you, I'm a mathematician. I became a politician just because there was no space. And no, it's true, it's true. And I'm telling you, there is no subject that is easy than maths and science. Yes, comrades, I know it, I know it. When we were writing our Form 3, because most of our teachers were from UK, there at Odibo. So they were all expelled. And we decided to organize ourselves. And we say, those who know history, teach each other history. Those who know geography, teach others geography. I was teaching arithmetic and science. And I'm telling you, we wrote our final exam, which we prepared in the Cape, and we passed. So I really never been afraid of science. It's something which is in your mind. Because science is good. If it's black, it's black. And if you are marking me, you cannot mark me wrong. It's not like political science, whereby the teacher wants you to argue the way they want to argue. So science is just giving that answer finish. So please, let us tell our people that maths and science are the easiest subject. You have just to know your formula. You have just to know all what is required, because it does not change in maths and science. So that is where the problem is. Now, and that's how we can have agriculture and all science subjects. When I was in Ministry of Environment, we had no vet. And there was somebody from outside. Every year we have to advertise to see whether we can have a wildlife vet, and it was always 0 application. We didn't have also environmental lawyers. I think he tried to get into it, when sometimes I say we have a program of environmental lawyers. Now we are talking about creative industry. We don't have creative industry lawyers. When we were having this film of our founding president, we had a serious problem because we didn't have qualified lawyers in the film industry and so on. So there's a lot of skill gaps that we really need to look seriously. Green hydrogen is another one, And this one had a project where I think when we were in Hardap, we were informed a number of 80 students who were sent from that region, sponsored for what is required in the green hydrogen. The same applies to the oil and gas. We have petro funds, and those who want to learn subjects related to oil and gas, you can also go to that. Currently, I had a briefing, and there are still gaps. So when you go to the Minister of Industry, they will tell how many do we have qualified now on what, and where are the gaps. Please let us use the technology to get information. You can Google it yourself. If I have to work in the oil and gas, what do I need to study? And those of you who already have a qualification, you can reskill. Currently, because the technology is changing and some of the job is taken up by machinery, they are now talking about you can have 3 degrees, you reskill and reskill so that you can fit into the market. So please, that's why I say let us open our minds. Let us not always wait to be told. Let us say, where do I fit myself? And then you can be part of the development program. And then there was a question of undocumented people. This question again is coming the second time. We had it in Mariendal. Undocumented people are governed by the UN Convention that requires that every human being, wherever you are, you must be documented. And documented does not necessarily make you to be a citizen of that particular country, but at least you must have a document. And our Minister of Home Affairs are the one which is responsible for this, and we have been really working hard to document people. The challenge always comes that when you are documenting a person, you have to go deeper into the background, because otherwise you may also run a risk where you can find legal challenges of documenting some people, but where they are coming from, there are issues. So that's why sometimes it takes long. So if there is really one, you have that. And you need to be truthful when you are giving information. So you can still go to the regional councillor, to the governor's offices, and to present your case. And then it can be, it might take time, but you have to try. I know it's very, very difficult for one to be undocumented, because at one point, why I found myself in that situation. When I was studying in the UK, I first started in Scotland, and my student card was written nationality Namibians. Then when I went to the UK, Keele University, they changed, and then they wrote my card stateless. Really, when you are stateless, it's equal to undocumented. So it's not easy, but you try. Only that be faithful, tell the truth, so that you can be documented. You can put in whatever category, as long as you have your document indicating your real information. That is important. Then another issue that was raised here is one of the entrepreneurs who want to be involved in business activities, and the challenge is to know which machineries are available. Again, the comrade is proposing that maybe we need to have a directorate in the Ministry of Industries that will be guiding as to availability of machines. I think here again, not maybe necessary a directorate. We just need to be sharing information. And you could also make use of the technology to find out. If I want to be involved in the making construction material, what type of machines are required? And where are those machines can be found? And again, under our social program, like the ones in the Ministry of Gender, as well as the Ministry of Industry, when they give equipments, they will be able to give the right equipments, depends on what the people want to invest on. Then the other one, which I think it was asked here, it was not necessary. a question but a concern. And as the Minister of Education has responded, because the comrade is concerned about our creative industry in Namibia is not recognized internationally. Not necessarily recognized, but we're also not paying special attention to it. But our creative industry is recognized because, for example, there's this film. What is the film which is shot by Namibians in the areas of Erongo, and it's very popular in United States. When I was there for the General Assembly, that's when I learned about it. So, yes, so that is the film. It was in Kunene and Skelton, eh? Yeah, so once we raise it to that standard, it's really going to be popular. It's our dream also to have a film city in Namibia, and that will make even us more popular. So it may take us longer, but there's something that we are looking at. So I believe we have responded to the issues as they were raised. There was one question, maybe I don't know whether it was answered because it was not really clear to me, and I don't want the colleague to come back. It was like we are students and we have children. I couldn't really get that. And that was the point when people were clapping hands. So I thought maybe my other panelists have picked it up, but I only got it on that tail. The moderator, if you understand it, I think you can help us, because otherwise the one who asked this question will come back. It happens sometimes when we jump one question and then the one who asked comes back. So I believe we answered to your questions, and let us be people who are also caring for public facilities. Like we talk about the toilets. The Prime Minister is very fascinated of giving the local people to do the job. If we have to say we have to put up for public toilets, who is going to take care of them? I'm telling you, we might just bring more problems, health hazards, and all these things. So we really need to be taking care of our facilities. We see them sometimes in the public offices. A very beautiful office is built. The toilets are there. Within a year, you go there, you find them, they are blocked, as if they are not used by human being. So let us really also try to change our way of living so that we can take care of our properties that we are building. The government is yourself and nobody else. So I think we are done for the first round, moderator.
Let us please. Let us please give another round of applause for our president and the cabinet. I think, comrades of the sound, thank you. In terms of the question that Her Excellency is talking about, if I remember vividly, and I also stand to be guided, and if perhaps if there's anyone within the crowd that might have heard it properly, better than I am, the comrade was asking to say that, and I think the Honorable Dr. Sanet Steenkamp answered it, in terms of the stationaries, yes, and free education with the parents having to buy stationaries and then being sent home and their report cards being withheld if they are not buying or the stationaries. So that was the question that, yes, Comrade President. Thank you very much for, I think, Comrade Peameno, you have something to say? Please rise, just say it. Yes. I think the dynamics, Honorable Minister, should I, it's already answered. I think it has to do more or less with the dynamics are the same, comrades. In terms of higher education, we are hearing subsidization of free tertiary education, but also at the same time, in terms of your child being sent back to school, there's no such thing within our governance framework. Your child is going to be allowed access to education from pre-primary, of course, to...
Comrade, I want to understand. You are a student and you have a child and you want to stay with your child. Or what?
Yeah. Okay, where's the comrade that asked the question?
Yeah, because we have to understand where the problem is.
I think we can...
Okay, the comrade is not here. We'll skip it. But let it be clarified at one point. Yeah, let's proceed.
Thank you, Comrade President. I think if they happen to come at a later stage, we'll just give them the floor for them to reiterate on it. So, comrades, I would like to thank the Right Honorable PM, Her Excellency, the President actually, and then the Right Honorable PM and the Honorable Ministers for delving into the questions in a very, very comprehensive manner. We are hearing access to information via the government websites. We are hearing skills gap. We are hearing subsidization. We are hearing common sense economic emancipation, and we are hearing the boy child. As we move towards the second round of the questions, I would like to also implore protocol to ensure that this is the last round, unfortunately, comrades, and each of you have exactly 30 seconds and one question only. No interpretation, no long stories. Let us be as brief as possible. But this will be the last round. I think the comrade with the question is here, Your Excellency. I will just give her the floor to.
Oh, my concern, it was here. I'm a student, and then I have a 6-year-old child. Then we were having an issue with teachers at school. It was January, I cannot afford to buy the stationery, the whole list. I managed to buy some, but I did not manage to buy. And then I sent the child to the Glennie, staying with the Glennie. I bought some, but I did not manage to buy like the whole stationery. The first attempt that they did, they sent back the child. And then I called the teacher. No, since the child did not buy the limb and what, it's even a pre-grade child. That's why she was sent back home. And then the next attempt was NTA term. The child was not given a report card. Due to that, I have some stationery that I did not provide. And it's even a pre-grade child. It's here in Windhoek.
I think through the president, these are real life stories that are important, which we must take note of. So the minister has her team somewhere there. Please follow through that one so that we get the fullness of it and address it as humanly as possible. With your permission, Comrade President.
Yeah, in that again, I'm really, the Prime Minister earlier on talked of us being human. Sometimes these things are individual, personal relationships, and they affect everything. The way it is, I know that the minister, they are taking notes so that they can really impress upon on the civil servants that we were talking about here. So we Namibians, when you are responsible, you are the one who care less about others. If somebody is doing it to you today, and even when you are in that position, you could also do it to others. I really want Namibians to be human, and the Prime Minister used the common sense, the general issues that we can really be having. So some things are related to human behaviors, and then they are credited to the government. Especially, a child cannot be taken away because you have not brought the stationaries, because the basic stationaries are to be made available. So it's just somebody, You know, you have sometimes those things, eh? I tell you a story quickly. I was traveling from Nairobi. Would I see this? And I came to the counter, check-in counter. We were in the queue. The person who was serving us, the person was so aggressive, just shouting to everybody, So when it was my turn, she shouted. I said, my friend, was there a problem last night? The person laughed and became so friendly from there. There are those things that happen. I'm sorry to share that, but it really happens.
Let us proceed.
Thank you very much for that one, Your Excellency. I think the room is also enjoying the vibes here. I think if we are also noticing the fun fact about the next round of questions is highly dominated by the boy child. Yes.
Give them all the chance until they finish.
Yes, Comrade President. So all of you, as Her Excellency mentioned, you are going to speak one question, 30 seconds. I'm timing you. The floor is yours. And please make sure, comrades, I know we all speak various languages, English. If the question was already asked, there's no need. I don't want to add your voice. There's no need to repeat it. Thank you. Next.
Good afternoon, all. Thanks for the opportunity. I just have two questions, and my question are just based on it.
Yes, let him be fast.
My questions are based on education, and I'm so happy that our beloved minister is here and our beloved president is also here. As I'm speaking right now, I'm currently doing a course that has only three priorities: to save life, to save property, and to save environment. That's a National Certificate in Firefighting and Rescue Operation, the city of Vendo. But that course, it costs 28,000, and as I'm speaking right now, we are currently done with our level 1 examination, and we're waiting for our result, but we could not get our result if we did not settle that 28,000. And we could also not get internship because in level 1, there's no hazmat. Hazmat is only in level 2, but we cannot proceed to level 2 if we did not pay that 28,000. We tried our level best to go to NTA because we are NTA students. NTA is the one that is responsible for this course, and NTA is not paying for us. We tried to go to them, we spoke to them, and they said that it's not our responsibility to ask for that help rather than to go to our institute to go talk to them. They did not say, we went to our institute, they said that they'll be having a meeting with members from NTA, but until now, I don't know about my colleagues, but me, I don't know if that meeting was there or not because they did not come back to us. But for now, as I'm speaking right now, maybe I just paid 5,000. The rest, I don't know where to get that money. I don't know even how and where to get it. And I need to pay that money if I want to proceed to level 2. My second question is, yeah?
That's quickly, say it. Let's say it.
So I'm asking for the help if maybe our comrade president and our minister could maybe help us to pay for us, or maybe NTA to pay half, so that we can proceed to do our advanced education to level 2, so that we can do internship. For now, we are just lost. My second question is, I'm also, as I'm speaking right now, I'm a recently graduate from University of Namibia, where I did Bachelor of Science Environmental Biology. I graduated this year, 25th of April, but just after graduated, we did not get any chance to go do something. We tried to apply here and there, but we did not even shortlisted because of 3 years experience. Guys, where do you think we can get that 3 years experience if you are not considering us? You are not giving us chances to do our things. maybe we would rather get that 3 years experience if we can have during our course study in the school, if you could guys give us a time to do what education students are doing, getting the time to go do their SBS, rather than give us just a week in first semester to go do in different conservation, do vegetable sampling, measuring different canopies, and another week in second semester to go travel around Namibia desert just to learn about desert plants and animals, how to they thrive, what. Those people, those ones that are gonna give us works, they are not asking for that. Yes, it's hard because we know, but they are not asking for those things. They want 3 years experience. Where can we get that? Give us work, guys. We are tired. I am doing firefighters right now, a essential vendor, because I did not get anything. I'm just been home. I tried to apply here and there, nothing. It's very expensive. Focal, this guy is nothing. Yeah, guys, help us. I had a lot to say, but anyway.
Thank you very much. My name is Victor Jeremiah. The first thing, the question that I was having, it was going direct to Mama Erika Shafud. Madam, as you say that the National Youth Fund is, the second phase is starting on the 1st of December, if I'm not mistaken. So my question is how about the other applicant that was already applied? How you are going to deal with that one? And then the second thing that I want to ask my mother of nation, Mama Netumbo, I just want to ask regarding to us who we are trying, and then I'm referring to the small medium enterprise. Those, for you to produce something, you need proper equipment, and then for this equipment, some of this equipment, you cannot find them in Namibia. You have to look at a neighboring country like South Africa. And then for the taxi, when we are talking about taxi, for you to get it, the tax is too high. So maybe, Mother of Nation, maybe you can check on that with a NAMLA for them to reduce regarding to the scale of the business, and then can help us to reach the SWAPO manifesto, which we are talking about NDB6, and then for the private sector to create job opportunity, and then for the Namibia to everyone to have that spirit of unite. Thank you.
Good evening, comrades. It's very difficult for a political scientist to speak in 30 seconds, but I'm going to try. Comrade President and my comrade leaders, our young people are facing a dual crisis, which is mental health challenges and escalating gender-based violence. Our girls are living in fear and trauma, and the boy child is growing up in environments and communities that does not have psychosocial support, that does not have guidance that they need to ensure that they prevent these harmful behaviors that they take on. Comrade President, as the revised mental health bill is moving towards the implementation phase, what are those concrete programs, those practical projects and perhaps really initiatives that are going to be put in place by government to ensure that it introduces a strengthened programs and initiatives that complement this law, especially those that are supporting early intervention, trauma counseling, GBV prevention, and positive development for both the boy child, men and women? So that mental health is really just not a service that is legislated, Comrade President, but one that is fully and truly delivered at community level across the country. Thank you very much. The name is Joanna Ipangelwa.
Good evening, Excellency. My question was already answered, so it's now a suggestion. My suggestion is about gender-based violence in our community. It's now increasing, and kids are mass killing are increasing in our community. So we want the government to take serious action. I'm a learners representative council, but kids now even they fear to go to school because of their lives are in danger. And also about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is one of the things that demotivate us to be also on internet where we'll be able to socialize with different people from other countries just because of cyberbullying. So I want the government to start educating people about cyberbullying, because often people give excuse that they have right to freedom of speech. So we must educate them and tell them their freedom of speech lies at the intersection to right to dignity. Thank you.
Good evening, comrades. I will be short and loud and clear. Number one, land issue. Where is my favorite minister? Urban and rural. That one can answer our questions. Yes, whenever you're talking about toilets, first of all, you have to have land. True or not? You cannot talk about toilets while you don't have land. Okay, that's why I wanted that minister of us to come and also to give us the difference between local authority councillors and the regional councillor. Whether the regional councillor is the one giving the land or the local authority councillor. Number two, I'm staying in Babylon. Imagine 8 toilets without consultation at one place. Even the community leader, even me myself, even the councillor was not even informed. Now you are building the councillors of municipality. So I want that Comrade Minister James Sankwanza to come in, to go in the city of Witu. Yeah, I want him to come in and ask those questions. Are we together? So that you cannot talk about toilets, whatever. You have to go questioning all those toilets without consultations. Okay, I thank you. My name, did I mention my name already? No, you didn't. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, comrades. My name is Aini Alumana, the UNAM brand secretary, secretary. Thank you. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Namibia, I stand here on behalf of many concerned Namibian students across the country. Firstly, I commend your continued effort and commitment towards improving access to education in our country, particularly the announcement regarding the implementation of the subsidized tertiary education system. However, with the new academic year fast approaching, there remains a lack of clarity on how this system will operate. This uncertainty is a cause of concern for many students and their families who are unsure what responsibilities and costs they may still need to prepare for. In light of this, we humbly request that the Honorable Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports and Culture to provide a public briefing to clearly outline the framework and expectations of the new education model. We also request clarity on the following. Will the non-tuition fee still be made available for students? What cost, if any, will students still be expected to cover? How will the transition into the free education system be handled? I believe clear communication will help students and guardians prepare effectively for the year 2026. Your Excellency, we believe in your vision for education and trust that this concern will be met with attention it deserves. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Petrus Kalenga. My first question is do we vote councillors to develop at just a certain price that are staying. And I'm asking this because of like, for 33 years now staying. If you can ask, there's no electricity here. If just the light, if the sun set now, you have to take your generator and there and then put on lights for you to see it. We are here suffering. We are not saying like you guys must just so fast. At least you must do something. Just for 33 years now we are here, speaking now, right now. We don't have electricity here. We don't have rents. No, as I heard like some people, we are burning in Kambashu. No roads, nothing. We are doing our level best here to maintain our toilets and roads and kind of things. Calling City of Windhoek to come clean up all these locations. If we didn't call them here, they will not even come here. I'm asking, or like, please, you give a lot of money to municipality. Make a follow-up there. Please. Thank you.
Thank you for the floor. My name is Peter Stone Tapalo. So let I thank for the panel with the leadership of our Her Excellence. My question is that just coming on the regional councillors and local authority councillors, especially City of Windhoek. The point is coming to sanitation. I think this one, it will go also to the Ministry of Health. As we talk about 33 years and more, now this toilet which is in here, if they can take you there with this rain season, really you will never enter it. What I'm saying, I'm executive in the office of the councillor, as well as Sheikh Dweller Federation of Namibia to 14 region, what I'm experienced. Just let I start in my location, one Mkwanangombe A and Mkwanangombe B. If you can ask them in the municipality. There are people, they have taken their own now power to connect the 110 pipe so that it can run with water in open river bed. That if any follow-up, you must just contact the office of Councillor and Tapalo Peterstone as the community leader there. So what I want now to say here is that the City of Windhoek, through the government, they have given them too much power, whereby they are not even working together with the regional councillor or the office of our governor and the city, the CEO of Windhoek, plus this multiple parties which is in, because everyone, you want just to see himself, that please come and help us. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Honorable Mr. President, Prime Minister, and all the delegates. My name is Johannes Nakathingo, and I'm one of the proud product of this community of Samuel Marero. And I've got some issues that I need to raise. Mr. Councillor, how are you, Mr. Councillor? Long time no see, we miss you. First thing first, that you have to talk on community development. My community, where I'm standing right now, is called Samuel Marero. We are in the darkness. Development is jumping us to another community. I don't know whether it's because we are faced to the road or whatsoever. I've been here for more than, I'm now 33 years. I've been here for more than 30 years. And the councillor, we are missing you. one thing that I have to consult about first, poor planning. Ma'am, Honorable Prime Minister, poor planning. Poor planning. The city of Windhoek is allocating land to people where they've started on the other side, but it was poor planning. I would like to know who's the town planner. The distance between me and my neighbor is only 1 meter, but then unfortunately, the community is dirty and Windhoek is dirty. They didn't consult, first thing first, the sewage pipe where the person wants to relieve yourself or take a bath. Where do I put in my pipe and everything? Secondly, in my community, I don't know what's the problem with the community. 30 years back when I was here, it used to be my playground. We thought development was coming quick, so I used to play here. Unfortunately, we are in behind. I want Councillor in the city of Windhoek to rectify the mistake that they've done in the other community. Madam, before you leave, you can go and have a walk in the community that are already developed it, right? There's only a distance between 1 kilometer, but then where do I put my switch pipe? The community is dirty and is stinking. Last but not least, employment. The age limit, ma'am, must go away. Age limit for employment, at least let it be raised from 18 to 45. What I need to be done is to check on the person's fitness and communication skill when applying for a certain position. All that is needed, communication skill and your fitness level. Especially for the force, you are there to defend the country, to defend our girl child and the boy child from the predators that are eating our child. Why do I need a grade 10 certificate or grade 10 certificate with 35 points if I'm there to protect my boy child and my school child going to school? Skills. I am one of the greatest and proud products of the community. Thanks to the government of SWAPO, led by Menetumbo, and an organization called SCO Namibia in association with the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Culture. The government on his field, I've traveled the country and I have to be proud and thankful for the investment. I've got skill and knowledge that I've acquired through SCO. It's an NGO called SCO Namibia. It was led by Ms. Chechu Shipanga underneath the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Culture. I've got black and white. I was in South Africa. I've got everything. I want to pay back to the community. Where do I go? Councillor, I miss you. Every time I come to your office, you are nowhere to be found. Last but not least, ma'am, the skill and knowledge. I've got land. I've got land, and the business person whom I work with gave me land. I've got kids, and I've started my way forward. Where do I go? Councillor, I miss you. You are nowhere to be found. I'm only seeing the councillor today, ma'am. Last but not least, this is directed to Ms. Tiemkam. Sport creates employment. As I'm standing here, I'm a sportman. Peter Shalule is one of my proud products from my grassroots level because I've trained him through SCO Namibia to be where he is now in South Africa. Now I'm watching Peter Shalule playing South Africa. I would like to see him playing in Namibia, Miss. I thank you.
Comrades, can we please settle down? I know we are very excited for the former speaker, but I want to implore us once again to be very brief, comrades. That is the only way we can allow Her Excellency and the respective panel to respond to your questions comprehensively. Now, the moment you spend 5 minutes here with vague, sweeping statements, it's going to take time. Let us ensure that we really utilize our time strategically. The next person, please. Oh, just hold on. The coordinator.
Hello. My name is Matilde Ukeva, the district coordinator for SWAPO Party. If you don't, Topia Sanyeko, if you don't have a question, don't come and criticize. Here we have a right here. Okatunda already have electricity. Now we're facing somewhere Maharero where we sitting. Now the person came, said there is no movement. You cannot see the electricity. Huh? You cannot see the pole. You come here. It's not the campaign. Eh? This is... We have electricity here. Just go outside, go and see.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, dear comrades. My name is...
Comrades, let us please settle down. We need to hear the comrades on the floor. Please.
Please, comrades, it's better to listen because we are not here just for play. We are here to solve or to give our questions depending to our problems that's also facing your life. Please listen very carefully. Thank you very much for the parliament to come and join us in our society. My name is Matthew Gabriel, and I would like to greet you all, dear parliament comrade, and Ms. dear comrade Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah. My question is here. I based on Ministry of Justice that is holding the position of law. I do have my people, as I'm talking here, I'm a section leader of Peter Enias Nanyemba. And then I have my people that are really suffering in this kind of situation. And then I would like to ask, if the government is telling us we need to meet the government half of way in the creation of job opportunity, what the nation should try. If once they try, they get fined, they prisonated, and the fine for the prisonated is too high than the income that they get. This question is based... Okay. All right, this question is based mostly on the taxi drivers, the bus drivers, the ticket that they get from city of Windhoek. These people, they cannot pay the fines of their ticket. If the taxi driver monthly income cannot exceed 2,000, how this person get a fine and will be being judged? Yeah. It's okay, they will identify the question. Thank you very much for your point. All right, you go to court. You will find the person was prisonated, or it is in case study, was called for the court day. That person only called to stand at the court point like me here. And no question that person gonna be asked. Where is the fair in this point? If this person never raised the point of why he's refusing that he's not guilty. Thank you very much. Please take it point.
Good evening to all the protocols and our head of state. I like the name Dempelila. That's a name which I like mostly. Thank you. My name is Mika Joseph. Is a member of CDC, member in Topia Sanyekos, a resident of Samare Marawi Stand. Okay, the most of the question I think was supported by the colleague. I want just touch to the labor relations. We are having a department in the labor relations, which is job creations. I'm requesting the minister in terms of Ms. Dempelila, our head of state, in order to make a research and they give us the database, how many people was employed through the employment creation. We need that. Because most of the youth, they are submitting their CV there, but I never see anybody was taken unless maybe somewhere, somehow. If there was anybody was employed through that ministry, they must bring us a database so that we can know that are they changing the life of Namibian. Okay, the last question is very short. This budget of 750 million about allocating upgradings for informal settlement. If nothing has happened in our constituents, because I don't know whether they used to get an equal budget or not, because when we compare Topia Sanyeko and the Moses Karweb, the development is here is very slow. If not happened, where to go and report to inquire whether we are also given a budget to demarcate and upgrading this informal settlement in our constituency. Thank you.
Evening. Thank you, Excellency. It feels like the Honorable Prime Minister has just read my heart based on what I wanted to say. This is now back to the ground forces of the mighty Youth League of the young lines are drawn. Firstly, is our community is having an issue of saying we only see some of these faces when it comes to elections, which is true. So now it's not based on elections because I know it's guaranteed that we are going to be victorious. But now I want us to go back and understand how do our people determine what issues go to regional councillors and municipal councillors, and who do our voters go to? For example, we are sitting on a soccer field. We're looking for an excavator. Do we go to our regional councillor or do we go to our municipal councillor? Secondly, somebody doesn't have anywhere to stay. They need to irrigate a kabashu. Now, this person is being sent to a coordinator or to, they call them, sorry, I forgot. Now, he's saying, no, you cannot create a kabashu here because the municipality will come chase you away. And then they say our councillor is not doing anything, but we need to understand who do we talk to, not only when it comes to elections. Lastly, what I want to say is, let's go out in numbers and vote. Everybody said everything else.
Good evening. My name is Johannes Ngondo Hamnyera. As a senior, there was talk about only for the youth. Who has brought that youth is us. Why we cannot say anything about it? We have to say something about the youth. Excellency Namperila Netumbona Ndaita, our President of the Republic of Namibia. Right Prime Minister Dr. Eria Stungangural. I'm standing here on behalf of Topia Sanyeko community. Why? My question is straight to the Minister of Labor. We need labor to investigation someone can be controlled is monitoring. Most of our age, when the case was determined, applicants they are suffering. Some of my colleagues, if you go to the labor, you was having a case. From that case, and the arbitrator, they will become now a magistrate. They will tell you, compare with the criminal case, instead to follow the civil case. Excellency President, make sure you have some people who are monitoring and to observe. Can we have some people be nominated, every constituency there are two, to preserve the labor? Why I'm saying like that? Because we put them there as their workers. Always you find the person is take your case when he give you an award. When you go through to read the award, it's not corresponded to what you're supposed to be getting. You go back the next day, the person disappear. And his colleague, they tell you, Tate, take your award to the company. Between me and the company, the relationship no more there. Most of the elders, most of the youth, we are suffer together. And I'm proud, I'm happy to see in front of the president today. Since last year, I never going to see my mom in the Kavango region. I'm from West. The same with the Prime Minister. We are from the same region. We need to be cooking in the labor and have to be monitoring. Between the labor and the company, private sector, they are playing a role. They are making under business. Why him say like that? Tate, can you listen? You understand very well. And you read it through to your document. Say, yeah, I'm reading. Yeah, what I want now, Minister of Labor, Minister himself, he must give this as task to check to the case where people they are suffering. Because we don't want, later on, we are going to complain through to the government. Somewhere around here, you say, no, we don't want SWAPO government. But it's not the case. The case here, our colleague is working in the office, who's the one who playing a role, who's the one who making now us to be angry with the government. Those are people they are created and between the public and between workers and against the government. Lastly, when they was told me, say, listen, Tate, you are come from Tobias Anyiko. Always you are the one voting SWAPO. And the minister of this government, they don't have a power. They was told me physically. Because he was appointed by president. Nothing can do for us. We came with our document, a diploma and a master. We cannot listen to anything. Me, between a company and myself, as an independent person, I will do something until I will serve. Please, President and Prime Minister, take notice. This thing is happening. A lot of us, including our colleagues, they are sitting there. They are having this challenge. I thank you.
Good evening, my respective comrades. My name is Victoria Mbavamparo. I have a question. My question goes to the Minister of Education, Dr. Steenkamp. The question goes as follows. What specific strategies is the government implementing to create sustainable employment opportunities for the growing number of unemployment graduates in the country? I thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Firstly, I would like to greet my mom, President, Demperila Netumbe Andaitwa, my Rhine Ministry, and my colleagues and all other community leaders and members. I thank you. My question is just like this. My name is Max Kavara, a senior representative substitute of fixed-term employees of the City of Windhoek. So my question is going straight to my ma'am President. So I just want to ask, at which act a person or a company allowed a person to work on a contract basis? For how many months or how many years? As I'm speaking now, I have a contract with City of Windhoek since 2018. But still now I'm working like as a fixed-term employee without permanent employment. So, in another one, so we was on strike since 9 October. Still now we did not get an answer from the City of Windhoek. There was and we did not get anyone to come and engage us. It was only the Minister of Labor, who was engaging us. And the other thing which I want to know, so we used to vote for the City of Windhoek councillors. And now we are here to suffer. And on 26th November, so they are waiting for our votes. How are we going to vote while we are having this broken heart? Thank you very much.
Viva Tobias Anyiko, viva! Viva SWAPO Party Youth Ring, viva! My name is Johannes Isaka, and I have a few questions here. The first question goes to education, higher education. So there is an issue, like how come and why either private or public universities offer courses that are not accredited by relevant organization? That could be Namibia Qualification Authority, Namibia Training Authority, or Health Professional Council of Namibia. Secondly, this one goes to Minister of Urban and Rural Development. On the 11th November last year, former Minister of Urban, he appealed with City of Windhoek to buy nearby farms if it's possible. I want to know if City of Windhoek is still
in progress with that matter? And is the current minister aware of that? And how far are they with it? Lastly, is the government ready to renovate the nurses' house in Widuk Central Hospital? Thank you.
Evening. My name is Mateus Felemon. I'm an unemployed qualified paramedic, and I'm still a psychology student at Trifen College, and I'm still a musician, Kazola Shoko Congo. I only have one question to Madam Nation. Why paramedic is not recognized or funded by the government? I'm asking this because on September, I write a petition, a peaceful petition to the Minister of Health, and I was attended by Executive Direct, and they attend us and they tell us with the team that you paramedic, you are not funding by the government. We are waiting for the president, meaning we are not important, and we are the first on the scene when it's happening. Why we are not recognized? Thank you. Last reason why national collection again, they are always recruiting 200 instead of taking also 1.5 like minister, like police and NDF. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mata. I have a problem when I go to hospital to get a dressing. They're sending me to go and buy a medicine, which I don't have money. Where will I get money from? I'm a ability, but there's the Minister of Health. They answered me that there's no a doctor who did a mistake on me. There's no a nurse who did a mistake on me, but I'm still having a wound. Can I raise up my hem so that everybody can see? The Prime Minister, he showed my picture. I did that. But why I cannot get help on this country? I'm suffering, I'm paining. Why? My president, can you do something? As you see, this is blood, it's coming from the wound. But I cannot get dressing from the government hospital. They send me to go and buy medicine, which is difficult for me to have that money. Thank you.
So thank you very much for the comrades who have asked the final round of questions. I think I've also forgotten about the audience that is online. We see you, and we have also received the questions that were documented, which of course have been dispatched to Her Excellency's office, that will also be responded to via the office of the Khomas Regional Secretary of the SWAPO Party Youth League. And I think what has just taken place is a clear testament of what happens in a democracy. Of course, we are diverse people. Each and every one of us, we are entitled to our own opinions. And it is your right to ask whatever questions that you have in your mind. We are here at the People's Parliament. I will now hand over to Her Excellency and the Right Honorable Prime Minister, as well as the Cabinet Ministers, to answer to your questions. In no particular order, once again.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Your Excellency, esteemed Prime Minister, dear comrades. The first question was asked about NTA and the payment for a specific course, the 28,000 that is still due. The feedback that we've received at this moment is the following. One, the center is indeed registered with NTA. However, the center never provided an application. This center cannot just be registered. They must submit their application for funding, and then they sign a training grant agreement with NTA so that specific cases can be then looked into on merit, and then payment can be made. But there must be a signing of a training grant agreement with NTA. And I just want to encourage the gentleman who came to put the issue forward to see me afterwards or approach NTA. The institution must approach NTA, not the student, as you rightfully said. The second issue is again related, and it comes from Aini at UNEM, again commending Her Excellency. We acknowledge that there's a lack of clarity, but everything has been covered holistically in the report for Her Excellency. Her Excellency studied the report and provided the task force on subsidized tertiary education with further instructions to look at other scenarios, to cost the scenarios, to see if we give registration fees and tuition fees, should we consider the loan system of the non-tuition fees? What would be the cost implications? Because you must understand, Her Excellency made a commitment, and we are executing that commitment. But we have to do it in a sustainable manner. And that's why the task force, the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, as well as the Minister of Finance, in the past week, this week, we met twice for hours on a technical level, but also on a minister's level, because it involves the commitment of funding. And only then can we go back to Her Excellency, who will then inform the nation of the decision. There has been an outcry for non-tuition fees also to be considered. We acknowledge that, and we've looked into the scenarios, the operationalization of that, how it must be done, how the universities will get the funding. In fact, today, all public institutions and every member of the task force, again with the chairperson of the task force, today as we speak, we're looking into how are we going to disburse the funds. And we've said that all the registrars and the chief financial advisors of the university should get together and look at the practical work to be done. So I wish to acknowledge that as soon as that feedback is provided to Her Excellency, and Her Excellency pronounced herself, the ministry will be ready with our flyers to go on an awareness-raising campaign and an information-driven marketing campaign to ensure that everybody has information around subsidized tertiary education. Your questions will be answered, whether public institutions will benefit, how will they benefit, what conditions are set. And also for private institutions, what conditions are set, what must they adhere to. For example, Cabinet have recently, under the chairpersonship of Her Excellency, Cabinet has approved the minimum standards for higher institutions, which means if an institution, be they public or private institutions, do not comply and offer courses, for example, what was just been mentioned by another comrade, offer courses that are not accredited, those courses will not be funded. So while the commitment is there and it's made and funding is being channeled towards it for January 2026, we must understand that there will be specific conditions that have to be met by these institutions. That is on the question of by Aine from the University of Namibia. On Johannes, who's also been a sportsman and who made use of SCORE Namibia, thank you very much that you are prepared to plow back into the community. Please, we have a Directorate of Sports, we have the Directorate of Youth, and we will gladly provide you with information and link you up with our coaches as how best we could roll out a program within the community related to sports. And I really applaud you that you want to pay back to the community. Then I also wanted just to state on employment creation. Now let me just make it very clear that for this year only, 2025, we, through the Directorate of Youth, provided 546 credit youth scheme funding. 500 youths benefited, 546, in terms of the National Youth Credit Schemes. In all our TVET programs, Your Excellency, all TVET programs now include entrepreneurship component that will equip our graduates with the needed skills to start up and manage their own businesses. So if you go to a TVET college, you will do a module called entrepreneurship that will help you to start up or with the required skills to start up and manage their own businesses. In terms of what Her Excellency also said, I just wanted to expand a little bit on what the Prime Minister also said. Cabinet has also approved the Work Integrated Learning Policy with its implementation plan. And this policy really looks into a standardized approach for all the higher institutions of learning, so that in the education sector, we want to ensure that all students receive equal opportunities for workplace training and to obtain the experience that they require for graduation or registration with the professional bodies. TVET programs are diversified. They are offered from NQA level 3 to 5, and they look into the traditional technical trades as well as the commercial fields. So the students who are interested in the TVET programs, please do not hesitate to visit our ministry or the NTA websites or our physical offices. Then a recognition of prior learning. There are those who have the skills for years. My brother is one of them. He's an electrician for many, many years, but he doesn't have what they call the red seal. He doesn't have a certificate as an electrician. So what happens now is NTA actually implements the recognition of prior learning programs for all the experienced artisans who have actually gained their skills in an informal manner. And the skilled youth are encouraged to really approach NTA to have their competencies assessed and certified, even if you did not complete formal schooling. So there are those who said they don't have grade 10, but they have the skills. But we need to make an assessment of your skill and evaluate, and then you can then be certified. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Prime Minister, this is what I at this given point can respond to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, dear comrades, for the questions. Your Excellency, with your permission, I will respond to the question that was asked pertaining mental health, gender-based violence, and boy child in terms of what programs do we have that addresses this issue. And I wish to start by giving some information. As Your Excellency mentioned, information is power. Now, what we have done is, in terms of the coordinating mechanism, at a high level, we have what we call National Gender Advisory Council. This body is chaired by the Right Honorable Prime Minister in order for that office to provide an oversight function. Now, cascading it down at regional level, this committee is chaired by governors, the regional governor. The Right Honorable Prime Minister convened this meeting some few months ago, where all regional governors were present. Why? Because we sit and we assess and we strategize how do we deal with the issues of GBV. We have a national plan of action that we have developed in order to put strategies and measures for us to ensure that we combat the GBV issues. Now, in terms of, there was also the question on violence against children that we are seeing is rife. Your Excellency, as a Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Social Services, we developed a national parenting and caregiving handbook that in July already, we gave training to what we call the frontline workers. And this handbook offers practical guidance on fostering strong child relationship, promoting emotional well-being, and also nurturing healthy habits and creating a positive family environment. It reflects on the diverse experiences and perspectives of parents from all backgrounds, and also it strengthens the issues of family bonds. Now, what we'll also be doing as a ministry is we are also engaging the traditional leaders, because we do understand that even at a community level, the responsibility is for all of us to ensure that we provide a safe environment. Secondly, I would like to share also information, because there was an issue on the boy child. We do have several programs in place. Your Excellency, in in August, we held at the Grace Block After School Care Center that I mentioned, a training where we called Shaping Tomorrow's Men Today. Now, this training is a deliberative initiative for us, again, to ensure that the boy child is empowered with initiatives aimed at affirming the worth of the boy child and to promote inclusive development. Now, this workshop had topics that covered sessions ranging from mental health, emotional intelligence, crime and substance awareness, and self-worth, amongst others. So we have various speakers, and it was well attended by 60 boys. So these are some of the programs, Your Excellency, that we are putting in place to ensure that we empower the boy child, to ensure that we are shaping them for tomorrow's future. As I conclude on this question, Your Excellency, again, I just want to share that we have also observed the issues of cyberbullying, and not only cyberbullying, but what we are calling online child sexual exploitation. Now, on the 24th of November, in Keetmanshoop, we'll be launching the start of the 16 days activism against GBV, and the international theme for this year is to unite to end digital violence against all women and girls and children. It's because there is that recognition that this violence is not only happening in the physical form, but also in terms of the internet. Now, also to close off is that we do have a toll-free number that our children can call, toll-free number 116. This then offers child helpline. It offers counseling and support for children and young people. I know some children who know these things will even threaten the parents to say, touch me, I'll call 116. So this toll-free number is the number that we've put in case of that unfortunate circumstances, not to be abused by children. We also have a toll-free number, 106. This toll-free number is for adults, including parents, guardians, and professionals seeking information to report abuse. And also, we do collaborate with now that we call the frontline workers to ensure that they are equipped to know how do you handle such a situation, where do you refer the child when these issues are reported. Your Excellency, I also just want to touch on one question that was asked in terms of the labor, the employment creation. The comrade there was referring to that system. The system we call Namibia Employment Information System, where unemployed persons are encouraged to deposit their CVs, to register in their pursuit to find employment. This system has been working, but unfortunately, I'm not sure whether employers really go on there. But what I can tell from the ministry, of late, we're looking for a messenger. We went on that system to draw 3 names and then interview the 3 names from the system, because that was the intended purpose, while the Ministry of Labor back then with the mandate of employment creation established that system. We just hope that maybe the Ministry of Labor can see whether the system still works, but it is in existence. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I will end here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I quickly want to run through my few questions here. And through Her Excellency and the Right Honorable Prime Minister, when I browsed through the notes, there was a question as to why in government, when we call for internships, we ask for 2 years to 5 years experience. I don't think that is factual, but if there is such a case, maybe it would be good if that is then sent to the Office of the Prime Minister, so that then we can address it, because it's not in the policy of the government. I just wanted to touch on that one. Quickly on the youth fund, what will happen? Why are we calling on the 1st of December, the second round? It's critical. We are going for a hybrid, because we are almost done with the 11,433 that were remaining. What happened is that the ones that do not qualify, because they were prepared in a rush, they are going to be sent back to the honorable governor's offices, so that these colleagues the youth can still be prepared better, so that then they can, again, resubmit, because the time is not closed. We had a meeting with the honorable governors yesterday, and that is one of the resolutions that we had moving forward. I believe that is fine. NAMRA, there was a question that there's a need for, I believe it's import duties, but I'm not sure whether it's import duty or VAT, but one of the two, maybe. With regard to the import duties, if you are importing goods from South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Eswatini, you are not going to be charged any duty. You are only going to pay VAT. But if you import from outside those 4 countries, if you are in Namibia, we are now saying 4 countries, because we are in the SACU, South African Customs Union, right? If you are importing goods from outside the SACU, then you have to pay duties, because that is the arrangement of the union. But we are not saying we cannot change. We always want to hear your proposals. But for now, that's the current arrangement that we have. VAT, you have to pay on whatever you bring in the country, you pay VAT. But there's a relief, and that is why we are saying information is power. When we presented the budget, we said, for the small, medium enterprises, your businesses, once the bill has been passed into law, you are no longer going to be paying like the bigger companies at 35%. You are going to pay at 20%. I think that's a relief, right? Okay. And then lastly, from my side, there's a contribution. There was a question as to what will happen to the who is going to be asked if the 750 million that was allocated to City of Windhoek is not spent. The answer is clear. Just go to your local authority. I'm done. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Comrade President. I want to be as brief as I can, and if I were a youth in the year of our Lord 2025, which I am not a youth now, Comrade President, I will say the following. When we were running around campaigning as a youth, there was no youth development fund. When we were going around campaigning, there was no money to pay for registration and tuition. What I'm saying is, I said it in Kietman's shop, I want to say it here today. We now have a fund. Let's use that fund in terms of business empowerment or business ideas and so forth that can be there. And then when I committed to the president to be a prime minister, I said I will assist her to the best of my ability with the experience of Youth League as a classroom and the university we have graduated from. So, Comrade President, I want to repeat it the same here again. A young person has asked, what are we doing to create jobs? I continue to say, cabinet ministers know it. I keep saying there is low-hanging fruits from where we can empower our people. One of that is food for work, cash for work. We have said that already. However, what do they call it? Flying toilets are here in Khomas. Too much, yes, you know that. But we need to do something about it, and we are going to assist the president to do something about that. And I can assure you that formalization of the informal settlement is exactly to do that and to create jobs for the local authorities. And then, Comrade President, there are what they call secondary schools, public institutions, where we provide food through the procurement system. And those to whom such is provided, they go and source food from outside the country. As if we don't have land, as if we don't have the energy to work, as if we don't have capacity to produce our own food. I was informed, Comrade President, that quarterly, what we pay outside the country is in billions. So therefore, we are creating employment to others and denying that employment to ourselves. So going forward, we are going to assist the president every corner to make sure that all the 7 priorities in our manifesto is actually the Kamanakandongo of job creation. So therefore, today I'm just saying, Comrade President, Comrade Youth League, this is a good beginning. We are talking here today. We must come back and implement what we are talking. Thank you very much, Comrade President.
Thank you, comrades. I believe so a pertinent question. The robots. We have to conduct both our regional coordinator and the municipality. And since they were collaborating, they have managed to address the problem. The challenge we are having now, there is a push and pull between the municipality and the local authorities. And that's why I'm saying to you, for us to go back on track, let us have people coordinating. If you have the SWAPO regional councillor and you have SWAPO municipal councillors, if there is a problem, then the party headquarters is there. You go and the party headquarters will deal with the situation because both of them, they have to understand what the government and the party is doing, want for the people to be served. So that is really the only way we can liberate ourselves from this push and pull. People trying to punch others because they think maybe next time they can win the election. So this is where the problem is. And the regional councillors, SWAPO regional councillors, be closer to the people. Why we have decided to have constituencies is to bring the people closer to the people. I cannot, as a president, I cannot expect the ministers to be every time to be the one to go and talk to the community. Of course, time allow you do it. That's your responsibility. And really, no business as usual. These people we are going to elect comes to the party headquarters that these councillors, we are not seeing them. The law guides us how can they be removed. And we are going to use that law. Be closer to the people, comrades. I don't want to be telling the Namibian people things which are not the truth. You are identified because you are responsible. Don't become bosses when you get into those offices. The people are your bosses, and you need to listen. And this is very serious. It's very serious. So that is really the bottom line. And for the Namibians, I'm saying, go out today on the 26th and vote for SWAPO candidate for regional and local authority. And SWAPO candidate, you must be ready to work with us to implement and to address the needs of the people. The issue of job creation is coming a third time. And it's always to say, what strategy do we have to create jobs? One, very simple one, and very straightforward, is like this youth fund. When we are giving you, you bring your enterprise. You have to indicate how many jobs we are going to create. And those jobs, you have to create them. And that's why I said, for the 42 we have given thus far, we expected them to create more than 300 jobs. The youth credit scheme, which has been mentioned here by the Ministry of Education, when you are giving that, you are expected to employ even 1 or 2 people. And how many did you give out? If you have 546 multiplied by 2, you have already 1,800 or 902. So you can see that you can really create jobs. That's one of the strategies. Why we have this youth fund is aimed to create jobs. Why we have credit facilities is to create jobs. For those now above 45, remember the Agri-Bank. They have a program to support women, of course also youth, but women, and now we are extending to support people who want to be involved in agriculture. And when you go there, you don't need even collateral. The only collateral you must agree to be mended. And it must be an agricultural project for now. And that is because agriculture is our priority. And through that, we are going to create a lot of jobs. So through agriculture, we'll create jobs. There's also a job to be created. It could be temporary. Like when we say we are going to build sports facilities in all the constituencies, they are going to create jobs. We are going to create them. We are going to develop them. Currently, when we talk about the Sam Nujoma Stadium, they started, jobs are created. When you talk about creative industry, you are creating jobs. When you talk about sports, you are creating jobs. So those are the strategies. And finally, that's why we have decided to engage the private sector. So the private sector is to come on board so that they also be part of the job creation. So these are ours. You are the job creator as you are sitting there. The comrade who was here, who's an engineer, who says they present their project, but they know they did it in a rush, it did not go through. But now that they have completed, and they are going now to present their well-formulated project, this is another job creation. So these are the strategies, comrades, how we are going to create jobs. In addition now, for example, we say the broken chairs. We no longer want to see broken chairs in our schools. Those who have qualified from the vocational, you put yourself in the groups and you are the ones who are going to repair those chairs on behalf of the government. That's going to be your job. Renovation of government schools, clinics. We will also want you to organize yourself. Where I study, we call them youth brigades. You know where I study, youth brigades in Lenin High Consomol in Moscow. We need to have these youth brigades, and they are the ones to be given those jobs. They are going to create jobs. We just need to understand each other and believe on what you are doing. The problem when you start to say that, it will not work, what, it will not work because your mind is making it not to work. But if we all embrace the projects that they are coming, 5 years down the line, we are going to see the difference. I'm not talking about miracles, but I'm talking about things which are possible. So, yeah, so that is all to thank you. So that is really what is it, and that's why we are paying attention to vocational training. You see, there is also this common minister for education, maybe you understand. We have people, and I think that's what you were talking about, who can do the work. But they don't have qualifications. They don't have papers. But they are doing them beautifully. So there should be also a system how they can be recognized in a way after being assessed that really they can do the work. It is happening in other countries. It could also happening, it's called the prior what? Prior recognition. So that is what we are working on, to have the prior recognition of these people. All of us in the rural areas, those are the people who are building our beautiful houses, which are even better than the houses in Windhoek. But we do not appreciate them in accordance to their skills because you say you don't have any recognition in your document. So finally, because now I can as well make this to be a reflection, am I allowed? You must have discipline, eh?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Moderator.
Yes, Your Excellency, please.
Please
lead
what?
us. Take us through. You can reflect, Her Excellency.
Oh, okay. With the permission of the moderator, I can just as well do the reflection. Comrades, we will continue to say thank you to SWAPO Youth League. And all of you who participated, you can see all the contributions that has been made here. They are really empowering us who are responsible to guide the implementation of our election manifesto and NDP 6. And we are only asking that all of us, let us believe on what we want to do. The challenges are there, where development is a process, and we have to make sure we embrace it all. Somebody says where we are here now, this is a sports field. We heard so. And that's why we are saying in every constituency, we want to have a basic sports facility. You were talking about the toilets made, but the community was not consulted. We are going to consult. The problem with our people, when you are consulting, whoever is not there, and nobody's going to be there all the time. When they come back, they say we were not consulted. And then the whole thing will be frustrated. Let us also learn to accept the representation. The government will not go into the constituents and say, we are going to put it here. No, we need to consult you through your own setups. So you must have your committees, constituents development committees. So they have to guide us where to put those things. It's true, there could be a contradiction with the municipality because now you don't know whether the land belongs to municipality or the land belongs to the regional council or the government. Unlike the constituencies that are rural area based. So those ones are very clear that the land is a communal land which is administrated by the traditional authority on behalf of the government who are advising the president. So that one is easy. But when the councillors are ours, it is still going to be easy because we have to talk to them. So therefore, comrades, for you to make me accountable, come 4 years, 3 months from now, give me the SWAPO identified regional councillors and municipal councillors. Go out and vote for them, and then you will be accessible to them. If not, let us know. We cannot really allow people who are not accessible. I don't know what time I go to bed, because in the day, you have people who are coming, you have to attend to them, you are on the phone, you are on the what, but we have to work because we are there for these people. Thank you very much, SWAPO Youth League. We trained you well. Yeah, we trained you well, and we were the first SWAPO Youth League. That is true, because it was established 71. So when we got to the decision of the Tanga Consultative Congress, that conference, that's where we set up the SWAPO Youth League. And your first chairperson of the SWAPO Youth League in Novemberland is the one talking to you. So we mounted you. So it's really us. Oh, I never thought of this. It's us who start the SWAPO Youth League after the decision was taken. So thank you very much, and let us all wake up and go there. It's a holiday to vote, not a holiday to wander around. So please, I want to see an improvement on the numbers. Thank you, the moderator and ministers. Prime Minister, thank you very much. Really, you see the quality. When I'm telling you I have confidence in the team I have selected, you must understand what I'm talking about. These are the people. They cannot let you down. Thank you very much.
Viva our president, viva! Viva, comrade president, viva! Viva our prime minister, viva! Viva our prime minister, viva! Viva our honorable ministers, viva! Viva, comrade ministers, viva! Thank you very much, Her Excellency and the Right Honorable Prime Minister, as well as the respective honorable ministers, for such an insightful discussion this evening. It is indeed evident that the SWAPO party remains committed to accountability and ensuring that service delivery remains at the helm of this government. At this point, I will hand over to the Director of Ceremonies to proceed with the guidance. And I would like to also apologize if I was very hard to you this evening. I was just doing my job. When you are given a mandate, you must deliver to the call. Viva SWAPO!
Thank you very much, Comrade Feni Tushavi, for moderating. So we believe that Her Excellency and the cabinet members have heard your concerns. So, with that being said, we would like to make an announcement that please, upon our way back home, let us be extra careful. Let us work in groups, as there are a lot of people waiting for us outside there. Some people are ready to grab our phones, so the fandikasis are now there waiting for us. So we are urged to be very, very careful. Let us work in groups so we are able to combat their attack. So due to time, I would like to call upon Comrade Elliot Mbako, the Swapo Party Regional Coordinator, to give the vote of thanks.
Director of Ceremonies, Your Excellency Comrade Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, President of the Swapo Party and of the Republic of Namibia, Comrade Dr. Elia Ngurare, Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Namibia, allow me to stand on the protocol already established. Comrades, good evening. On behalf of the Swapo Party Youth League in the Khomas region, it is my honor to deliver the vote of thanks as we conclude today's significant engagement, Youth in Conversation with the President, the People's Parliament. First and foremost, we express our deepest appreciation to Your Excellency, Comrade Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, for your presence and for the powerful message you delivered today. You reminded us that the future and progress of our region now lies firmly in our own hands. You urge us as Khomas to vote wisely on the 26th of November so that we strengthen your leadership, make your work as president lighter, and enable the 8th administration to fully implement NDP 6 for national development. You made it clear for service delivery, governance, and development to be effective, especially in the region and the city of Windhoek. We must rally behind and vote for Swapo Party candidates for the regional and local authority elections. That responsibility now rests with us. Comrades, we also extend sincere appreciation to the Secretary General of Swapo Party, Comrade Sophia Shaningwa, for her steadfast leadership and unwavering guidance in absentia. To the Secretary of the Swapo Party Youth League, Comrade Ephraim Nekongo, and your entire team, thank you for your direction, your commitment, and your ongoing efforts to strengthen youth structures across the country. We further express gratitude to all members of the Central Committee and the political bureau present, the entire structures of the Swapo Party present, national leaders assigned to the Khomas region, Honorable Comrade Paula Kuoper, standing in for Comrade Franz Kapofi, the chairperson of the national leaders assigned to the region, for their continued support, guidance, and presence at this important youth engagement. A special word of appreciation goes to the governor of the Khomas region, Comrade Sam Shafishuna Nuyoma, who also serves as the Spelled Regional Secretary of Khomas, for your leadership, visibility, and unwavering support to the youth, to the structures of the party, and to the development agenda of this region. Your presence here solidifies the unity and collective purpose that Khomas continue to uphold. We also thank the rank and file of the Khomas region, whose commitment and discipline remain the backbone of our political work. To the Tobias Anyeko district, we salute your unwavering energy, loyalty, and mobilization on the ground. You remain one of the strongest pillars of our revolutionary movement in the region. Our appreciation further goes to all speakers, performers, moderators, the prayer leader, and every program participant who contributed to today's success. To the organizing team, the technical crew, the security, NAMPOL, and the city police, the ushers, and the volunteers. Your dedication and teamwork ensured that this program was carried out with excellence. Finally, to the young people and all attendees, thank you for your passion, your engagement, and your readiness to stand behind the party and secure victory for the future of our region. Comrades, as we live here today, let us carry forward a clear message from our president. On the 26th of November, let us all go in our numbers, mobilize our communities, and vote for SWAPO. Let us strengthen governance, secure development, ensure that Khomas and the city of Windhoek move forward under a united, disciplined, action-driven leadership. Together, we will ease the work of our president and guarantee successful implementation of NDP 6. I thank you. Thank you very much.
Viva Comrade Mbako, viva! Thank you very much, Comrade Mbako. So at this juncture, I would love to kindly ask us to stand up for the party anthem. So for our artists, you guys can perform after the people are leaving, ne? So as we leave, then you can perform, you can just get ready. So DJ?
As per tradition, as cultured Namibian youth, we shall give the opportunity to the President to leave first, as well as the Right Honorable Prime Minister, our ministers, deputy ministers, as well as our members of parliament, and then we shall follow suit. We shall now give this chance to the artists to give us a closing performance.